Hey, this is Marc Prensky, an excerpt from an episode I recorded with BBC Radio in July 2019. Well, I call it the mess: math, English, science, social studies. And the problem with the mess is not that it's all rubbish or worthless. Some of it's not, but it's rubbish or worthless for some of the people some of the time. And we have not yet been able to figure out how to give each person the specific things that they need.
Describe for me a syllabus designed as you would like it to be.
Education is not a series of classes. It's a series of projects that are selected by you. And the questions we ask in order to help you select projects are, what are the problems that you see in the world that you care about? What are the strengths that you have to help those problems, and how can we make those better? And what do you love to do? And it's in doing the projects and not in sitting in classes at all that you get your education.
So a child will maybe have 1/3 or 1/4 of their school time devoted to the more academic skills, and the rest of the time they're going to be running around completing projects that they themselves have selected.
I think every school can figure out how it wants to run those proportions. If it were my school, it would all happen through the projects. And when you say running around, it means getting together in teams. Some of those teams can be virtual around the world. Some of those teams can be synchronous. Some of those teams can be asynchronous. The point is that we now have all this power, that kids are now extended brains all connected together. And we have not even begun to rethink what that means in terms of the education of the future.
But you'd need a polymath teacher to be able to grade the responses to, or the achievement of these kids, wouldn't you?
I'm not interested in ranking. I'm interested in making sure that there is measurable positive impact from the projects. That is the criteria, not the grade. You don't need a polymath. You need a teacher who can say, I understand where you want to go. You've told me your dreams. I get it. Here's what I'm going to do to help you realize these dreams. I'm going to make sure that you stay on track. I'm going to make sure that you persist when things go badly. This project had great measurable positive impact. It hasn't had any yet, and so it's not finished. There are a great many people, many of them already teachers, who are skilled at this.
Now, how do you do this measurable impact if no one is being graded? I'm not quite clear.
So suppose kids who are in kindergarten, they do a project like the kids did in Spain. Kids were concerned that they couldn't reach the litter boxes on the poles, which were too high. So they lobbied the politicians, the local council, to get lower litter boxes. And they did. And that might be a project that you can see the measurable positive impact. Compare that to a project where somebody says, well, we really have problems where we want to get information out if there's an emergency in our neighborhood. And they create an app that says you push a button and everybody in the neighborhood will be alerted because some child has been kidnapped or something. And that might have more impact. There's a great project in India where a team invented a sandal where it stores up the energy when a woman walks in such a way that if she's been attacked, she can kick and it will send out a huge alarm.
That's terrific, and I can see that that's inspiring. I can also imagine that from the perspective of pulling children along, giving them an education, it might well be easy for kids within those teams to be lost. In other words, you have some team leader who's the technical whiz, who does all the work, and little Johnny at the back is just coattailing his way through and really doesn't learn anything.
I think most of us see our kids as pets. We think if we don't tell you what to do, if we don't drag you along, you won't do anything. I have never met a kid without dreams. And if we said, okay, you have to join teams and learn to do things and get better at things that help you realize your dreams, but in service of the world. I don't think that kids are going to get lost. I think we're going to give kids, many, many, many more kids all over the world, an opportunity to get found.